On the last journey, I went in search of innocent lives in Bhutan. I got a close look at the golden langur, an endangered animal, and the yak, a blessing from the mountains. Now I'm in the high valleys of the Himalayas. From the people of Kotaka, who accept life in the rough mountains, to the mysterious village of Gasa, where the hot spring water flows. I climb over the thousands of meters of elevation in the Himalayas in search of a legendary story of Bhutan. There is something people say about Bhutan, that it is the last Shangri-La left on Earth. In other words, it is a dreamy paradise. I began this journey in order to find the origin of this mystery. Today's journey begins at Trashigang, the center of eastern Bhutan. The geographical features don't allow foreigners to approach easily. The Himalayas create Bhutan's distinctive natural environment. The people of Bhutan have lived many years in seclusion, surrounded by this magnificent mountain. Each group of people built a giant castle of their own one by one. There is a place like this here in Trashigang. Tile, a local tour guide, accompanies me. Today, Tile is wearing traditional clothing. He does so to visit the Dezong, a symbol that represents Bhutan. I can begin to feel the traces of time at the entrance.
이곳은 타시강 종이라고 하는 곳인데요. 이거는 이제 17세기 1600년대 말에 이제 지어진 건물이라고 하고요. 이 지역 타시강 지역, 그러니까 부탄의 동쪽 지역 전체를 관할했던 그런 중심지라고 볼 수 있습니다.
This Grand Dezong has protected the eastern region of Bhutan for over 300 years. The Dezongs in Bhutan were built in the region's highest place and acted as a fortress to defend against foreign invasion. No structures in any region are built higher than its Dezong. This is how sacred the Dezong is.
와, 우와, 와, 진짜 높다. 이 아슬아슬한 협곡이 여기서 눈에 보이는데요. 구름과 계곡과 와, 마치 그냥 영화에 나오는 그런 장면 같아요.
The entire city could be seen from the Dezong. But today, all I see is the fog.
워낙에 높고 깊은 골짜기에 있어서 그런지 지금 날씨가 그냥 시시각각 변해요. 조금 전에는 이 까마득한 벼락 밑으로 이 협곡이 흐르는 모습이 보였는데 지금은 물소리만 들리지 그냥 전체가 뿌연 상황입니다. 그만큼 여기가 아마 높은 데 있어서 그럴 거예요. 참 이런 곳에 이 큰 종을 세우다니.
After looking around the Dezong's exterior, I decide to see what it's like inside.
This one is a central tower.
It's a tower.
Yes, tower.
It's a kind of another tower.
No. This is the only central tower, the big tower.
The square-shaped interior varies depending on size and function.
이 제 뒤쪽으로 보이는 곳은 이제 그 사법부 역할을 하는 그 지방 법원이 있는 곳이고, 옆으로 돌면 이제 행정관청이 입주한 시설이고요. 또 뒤로 돌면 여기는 이제 불교, 종교적인 시설이 있습니다. 다시 반대쪽을 보면 여긴 다시 행정관청 해서 행정과 사법과 종교가 이 큰 건물 안에 같이 모여 있는 그런 종합 타운의 역할을 하고 있어요.
This facility, in the innermost part of the building, is a temple of the Buddhist religion, in which 75% Bhutanese believe in. The temple is sacred everywhere in Bhutan, so filming is prohibited. Having known this, we were able to get permission to film the inside of the temple. The first thing you notice when you walk in is the altar decorated colorfully with delicate patterns.
지금 이 종 내부의 사원 안으로 들어왔는데요. 이 뭐 사법 그 법원이나 행정관청들도 있지만 그 중에서 이 사찰이 가장 크고 가장 중앙에 위치해 있어요. 그만큼 이 부탄에서는 불교를 상당히 중요시하는 것 같습니다. 내부의 어떤 이 모습들도 상당히 장엄하고요.
It may seem majestic on the outside, but Buddhism in Bhutan finds salvation of mankind to be more important than an individual's self-control and nirvana. Those are its goals and values. This is the reason why Bhutanese leaders emphasize Buddhism, and Bhutan has become a kingdom of Buddhism, where currently 3 out of 4 people believe in the religion. People in Bhutan consider Buddhism to be more than a religion. It's their source of happiness. There is a deep-rooted legend about Buddhism. Approximately 1,200 years ago, a high priest from India came to Bhutan traveling thousands of meters up the Himalayas, riding on the back of a tiger, and introduced Buddhism for the first time. Since then, this faith has continued over 1,000 years. Where did this power come from? We leave in search for the answer. We decide to cross the rough mountains of Bhutan to get closer to the Himalayas. We leave Trashigang behind us, with the bottomless cliff next to us, when the car in front of us stopped and started moving backwards. There seems to be some kind of a problem.
지금 산사태가 져가지고요. 도로가 막혀버렸습니다. 그래서 이걸 어떡하지?
We don't know when it began, but large amounts of dirt and gravel pour down quickly from the cliff as it mixes with the rain. I decide to get a closer look at the situation.
길이 완전히 막혀버렸네. 지금 한 4시간을 달려왔는데 가요.
It could have been dangerous.
산사태가 너무 심한데요. 계속 낙석이 지금 도로를 완전히 나와버렸습니다.
The only thing I can do is just wait. There is no other way than this road. After much discussion, they seem to have found a solution. The son stays with the car while the father continues on foot. He says he's in a hurry, but it worries me. Just as I expected, rocks begin pouring down the cliff. I thought he would give up, but the father crosses the unstable road, risking danger. Fortunately, he gets through this hurdle, but we don't know what kind of dangers he'll face further down the road. People willingly walk on this road despite the risks. They live in an environment where it's difficult to expect convenience and safety, but this is where they have taken root. Thus, this is a way of life that they have accepted for a long time. We decided to spend the night at a place nearby, and the next morning. It's really time to leave now. However, the landslide is still there, and there are no signs of restoration work. There are more people stuck behind the landslide, but I can feel they're relaxed. While we wait, she shows me what she's carrying in her car.
와,
There's a long way ahead of us. There are no signs of any restoration work, and I begin to grow tired. A few hours later, restoration work finally begins. Due to the lack of a decent factory in Bhutan, it's difficult to find these kinds of equipment. The heavy equipment came from far away, and the road is cleared quicker than expected. We rush to our destination after being unexpectedly delayed at an unexpected place. The narrow road on the cliff continues. We stop and go repeatedly, and finally we arrive at Kotaka village, located 3,200 meters above sea level. There is a surprisingly large grassland area, and it's filled with horses. I momentarily forget I'm in the highlands, where the air is thin and the temperature is low. But what are these sacks placed at each house? The residents here are working together with this. It is difficult to farm in Kotaka due to the high elevation. This crop is the rice and the wheat to the people living here. Most of the harvested potatoes are exported to India. However, what worries me is how they're going to transport all these potatoes. I later find out there's a special transportation system that connects this village, 3,000 meters above sea level, to the village on the bottom. A wooden cable car climbs up, making a loud noise. It seems a bit shabby, but this cable car plays an important role as a bridge for the Kotaka village. I thought it only carried goods, but people ride on it too. Another fun fact is that there is a conductor who helps passengers get on and off the cable car, similar to what Korean city buses had in the 60s and 70s.
Battery down la tiktang to nong so ekpa. Hello, jitika ma yo rok din la. Ya chok pa cha. Jitika ma chok pa nam ke doji so alik ruk din la. Jitika ma ek jana yo chok pa nikalnu are alik ruk dino.
After delivering the passenger information to the operator, the cable car is off on its way. The passengers on the cable car are all neighbors. It soon becomes a friendly atmosphere. "30 years ago, before the cable car was installed, the people in the village used to climb up and down the mountain, which took hours. The cable car not only provides convenience, but it's also a fun experience for a traveler like me. This sound the conductor is making is a signal he's sending to someone at the bottom of the mountain. Something passes by quickly. A real deer appears. Another movement in the woods. It's a wild monkey. The wooden cable car passes the woods and goes by the village closest to Kotaka. The conductor is curious about a lot of things.
Let's go!
There is another fun element in riding the cable car. It is singing as loudly as you wish while surrounded by nature. I wonder how they stop the cable car. The method is very interesting.
Oh, stop!
He just jumps off. There are no set stops, so wherever the passenger wants to get off is where the stop is. "30 minutes after leaving the village on top of the mountain, the cable car reaches the platform at the bottom village. There aren't many passengers like that of a city, so the conductor's day is pretty quiet. But today is an exception. An unfamiliar guest is here to visit the remote mountain village.
Well, I'm going to a monastery to stay the night tomorrow or tonight. So we're taking this up and then hiking.
Now we are coming, huh?
The wooden cable car quietly makes its way up the ridge. It resembles the Kotaka people, who don't resent their rough surroundings. We leave Kotaka of Wangdu Phodrang behind us and head to Gasa, a village in northwestern Bhutan, where the snow-covered Himalayas can be seen in one glance. Mountains covered in snow surround Gasa. It is one of the areas in Bhutan that is directly affected by the Himalayas. I arrive early in the morning. I'm very curious about this mountain village of the Himalayas. The first thing that greets me as soon as I enter the village is the big stream that fills the spring. It's the water that flows from the melting glacier of the Himalayas. But in the village where the cold stream flows, there is hot vapor coming out from the small puddles. How is this contradicting situation possible? The secret lies in this spring on this side of the village.
와, 여기 이게 지금 그 온천수가 나오는 그 용출하는 곳이라고 하는데요. 지금 계속 그 기포 덩어리들이 뽀글뽀글 올라옵니다. 아마 유황 가스가 나오는지 그 계란 그 썩는 냄새 같은 거 있죠. 그런 게 쫙 나오네요.
There was not much the village people could do with the cold stream water. However, after receiving permission from the government, they made a hot spring here. I didn't want to miss this opportunity, so I decided to take a dip in the hot springs.
So you came here for hot spring?
No, I work here.
Working.
Whether you're a local or a foreigner, you can't just go inside the hot spring.
뜨뜻하다. 온천에 몸을 담그기 전에는 이렇게 먼저 샤워를 하고 들어가야 된대요. 여기 아무래도 이제 여기까지 오는데 땀을 많이 흘리니까 이렇게 땀을 씻고 가야 되는 모양입니다. 야, 이런 히말라야 계곡에 온천이 있을 줄은 정말 생각 못했어요. 이게 한쪽에는 지금 얼음장 같은 물이 흐르고 한쪽에는 이렇게 또 뜨거운 또 이렇게 온천이 나옵니다. 야, 오, 뜨거워.
I excitedly head to the hot spring. The fatigue from the long journey is released.
굿. 부산보. 와.
Because the village is deep in the mountains and the road is rough, I thought the only people using the hot spring would be mostly the Gasa residents. Surprisingly, there are some foreigners like me. There is a special charm in enjoying the hot spring while enjoying the view of the Himalayan snow-covered mountains. Despite being surrounded by snow-covered mountains, life is relaxing in the hot spring village of Gasa. Deficiency has become a part of their daily lives, but they don't seem to have any worries or greed. The cold land of the Himalayas offer a gift, and the people know how to enjoy and maintain it. I encounter the Bhutanese people as I pass through the rough mountains. I head to find the source of their inner peace in Paro, located in the central western region of Bhutan. I'm on the path to the second largest city after its capital, Thimphu. This is where the Takshan Monastery is located, a place the people of Bhutan revere as a sacred place. 40 minutes after driving on Paro's main road by car, I begin to see horses and horsemen from here.
지금 탁성선까지 가는 도로가 여기에서 끊겼어요. 그래서 2시간 정도 말을 타고 올라가야 된답니다. 길이 가파라가지고 이제 일종의 환승장인 거죠. 자동차에서 말로 갈아타는.
The popularity of Takshan Monastery is evident by the number of horses. This is a place where the horses rest, eat, and await their long journey. The horse feeders look a bit peculiar. The feeders look like masks. They're made out of cut-up soccer balls, handballs, and even basketballs. I wonder why he keeps raising his head. He must have run out of food. I can't tear my eyes away from this mysterious sight. He gets greedy over the food, and the feeder gets loose. The owner scolds him. He must be a habitual offender. I hope the horse I ride on is more obedient and stronger than this one.
제가 타고 올라갈 말인데요. 아주 튼실하게 잘 생겼습니다.
This horse will take me to Takshan Monastery. It's unexpected to be able to ride a horse in this steep mountainous area.
앉은 키가 한 2m 높아졌습니다. 좌우로 막 흔들리는데 와.
We continue on our way. But the horse can't walk well.
위험할 것 같다고. 이거 어떻게 알아 이거?
His legs are shaking. If you weigh on the heavier side, you have to reserve in advance. I was thinking I could just walk from here, but the horse owner brought over a bigger horse. Fortunately, this one looks strong. We begin at an altitude of 2,600 meters and head to the monastery 3,000 meters above sea level. It's a continuous path of thousands of stone steps and steep slopes. I feel bad about being on the horse by myself. I had my guide Tile, who has been with me throughout this trip, ride on the horse.
Your first time? Yes. It's very good.
The horse seems to feel lighter as well.
말이 저를 태웠을 때보다 틴네를 태웠을 때 훨씬 빨리 걸어 올라갑니다.
We climb for about an hour. I see a shade tree in the distance. From here, we have to say goodbye to our horse and walk. Luckily, the road continues gradually. The surroundings and the people catch my eye. I notice things I didn't notice when the road was tough.
Am I going to be famous?
Yes.
Hello, everyone in Korea. Hello.
구상보.
This man, who is carrying a child on his back, seems like a monk walking a path of penance.
Yeah. Your son?
Yeah, my son. Yeah, he sleep now. He's very naughty, Again, I have a lot of difficulties with him getting all the way down there, and that's all.
What is the reason why he's not stopping his tracks? Once you approach the powerful waterfall, it's a sign you're not far from the monastery. After a long climb, Tokshang Monastery is before my eyes. The Tokshang Monastery is also known as Tiger's Nest. It is the place where Bhutan's second Buddha, the Indian high priest Guru Rinpoche, came riding on a tiger in order to meditate. It is the world's most visited Buddhist sacred ground in Bhutan. In order to enter the monastery, you have to leave your bags and cameras at the entrance and enter with just yourself. The Bhutanese people consider this place a sacred place, so they strictly prohibit the interior from being exposed.
I saw inside, yes. And saw the Buddhas and all the murals on the walls. It was very beautiful. Too bad they didn't allow you to photograph in there, huh?
Just ancient spiritual thought. I feel like I was sort of at the birthplace of some very special monument, and it's a very spiritual feeling.
I pictured the high priest who came in the distant past and became a legend on this land while crossing thousands of meters along the Himalayas. After seeking the truth, he gained one realization. For everyone in this world to be happy, the people of Bhutan maintain the sweet whisper of 1,000 years.